Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Sophie, and this channel is chronicling my journey of living my best life with multiple chronic health conditions. Today I will talk about another condition that has been added to the list, and that is hypermobility spectrum disorder, which is on a spectrum with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome or hypermobile EDS. I was not diagnosed with hypermobile EDS because there are very strict criteria because they are trying to find the genetic basis for it. It is the only current type of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome they have not found the gene for, so they want to make sure that the people they are diagnosing do in fact have it. The part of it I did not meet the criteria for, oddly enough, is the hypermobility part, because the joints they test for are not the joints I have that are hypermobile. They test for like the thumb, the pinky, if your knees, elbows hyperextend, and if you can touch the floor with your hands flat, with your knees straight. And I can't do most of those things. I have a little bit of hyperextension on my elbows, but I don't think it is 10 degrees. But yeah, so I have ankle and knee hypermobility along with like my fingers. But yeah, those aren't tested for, so they don't count. They may count with other providers, but the provider I saw just went by the strict criteria and I don't meet it. But that does not mean that you can't have all of the same health problems as someone with hypermobile EDS if you have hypermobility spectrum disorder. They may turn out to be one and the same, they don't know, but for right now they're separate. But the two groups can have the exact same issues. It's not that one is more severe than the other, they're just classified differently, mostly for right now for research purposes. So the hypermobility spectrum disorder, for whatever reason, is also associated with autonomic dysfunction, possibly because the collagen in the blood vessels get a little wonky. So that can explain why I have troubles with my autonomic system. It can also explain my trachea collapsing. Not really positive about that, but the doctor did say it could explain that. That's actually why I was sent to this provider, was because of the autonomic dysfunction and the tracheomalacia, and the fact that I can touch my thumb to my wrist. The provider I was seeing for the autonomic dysfunction was like, oh, like I think you have hypermobile EDS, you need to see this provider. So that's what I did. Took a year-ish, I think, but that's sort of common in the EDS space. It takes a long time to get in to see anyone. But I wasn't looking for the diagnosis because for me it doesn't change a lot. It's still just supportive treatment. So since my ankles are hypermobile and I do roll them quite a bit, and I have fallen because my ankles and or knee have given out, I am getting an ankle brace. Just waiting for them to call probably within the next week or so. But that will be interesting to see if that's helpful. I need to get back to the gym because one of the treatments is to sort of build up the muscles around the joints because then the joints are more stable, which kind of explains why when I was lifting weights I wasn't having all of these joint issues that I am now. I wasn't rolling my ankles, my knees weren't giving out, and all of this stuff just wasn't happening because I had more muscle surrounding the joint. Also explains why when I was younger, all of my joints were in pain. I had braces for like every joint. My ankles, my knees, my elbows, my wrist, I had it all. And it wasn't that I was doing a lot of extremely active things. I mean, I was in dance, baton, cheerleading, but so were other girls. It wasn't just me. But I was the one in like all of these braces. So it kind of makes sense there also. But yeah, that is the latest diagnosis. I haven't really done a lot of research about it, so I don't know what other weird things that I have are related. You always think you are normal until someone tells you you're not normal. That's always fun when you learn something isn't the norm. Like I learned that when I eat potato chips, for example, I've always let them dissolve in my mouth because if I chew them, my mouth gets all cut up. And apparently that's not normal. Who knew? Not me. But yeah, I mean, it's just another diagnosis to add to the list of diagnoses at this time. I know some people really benefit from the diagnosis. I don't think I will because my joints don't dislocate and stuff like that. But I mean, it's always good to have more data and sort of an explanation instead of explaining all of the symptoms. You can say, hey, I have this thing, and they sort of know what comes along with it. That's helpful. I mean, I guess that's really it. Like I said, I don't really know a lot about it. I haven't done the research just because it wasn't something I was going after. The only thing I'm interested in at the moment is figuring out why I have heart failure and sort of getting better in that realm. Unfortunately, it does not explain the heart failure, so I'm still on the search for that. I do have the amyloidosis center appointment coming up in July now. It was supposed to be tomorrow, but it got moved. I don't really know if I have amyloidosis. I'm not like gung-ho for that diagnosis either. It was just sort of, oh, it can cause heart failure, and oh, my kappa lambda ratio is a little elevated, so let's see what they think type of thing. But other than that, I am out of ideas as to the heart failure. I don't know. Unfortunately, my doctors don't seem to be looking for why. They just seem to be trying to treat the symptoms, which was working for a little while, and then for whatever reason I started getting worse, so don't know what's going on with that. Just doing the best I can, but I think that's going to be it for this one. I hope you guys are having a good day whenever it is you are seeing this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.